Good morning, everybody, and I hope you are okay today. It is Saturday and it's a bit dreary out there. Okay, well, my name's Lisa, and I am the author of the book In the Blink of an Eye. And I haven't posted for a while, so sorry about that, but I thought I would read out the prologue of my book. So, this is the first of a trilogy, and I am currently working on the second. And I just like to say before I start reading that thank you for everybody that has read my book and all the good feedback I have had so far. I've had lots of good reviews, and by my understanding, you are enjoying reading my book and you're looking forward to the sequel, Paving the Way, which should be coming out sometime soon. So thank you very much for your support and your reviews. Thank you. Okay, so this is the book In the Blink of an Eye. So it's just short, so I just thought that I would read it. I've been wanting to do a video for a while, but I haven't really had the confidence, but I feel that I have the confidence to do it now. So here goes. Thank you for listening. The mind is a strange thing. It has the ability to create a masterpiece out of just one thought and the authority to shatter that creation with just one niggling seed of doubt. It has the power to hide our innermost secrets and the audacity to remind us of them when we least expect it. When the night creeps in, our minds open up to a world full of dreams, offering a place of safety, a cushioning from the damaging realities of life. Here, our worst fears can be transformed into visions of hope, and for just a short while, we are equipped with the capability of outsmarting those cruel hands of fate. Suffering and pain are non-existent in this place, where happy endings are as predictable as the dawning of a new day. Memories of death and loss are barred from entering this sanctuary, its mission to destroy, temporarily put on hold. Temporary, however, is the operative word, because eventually you have to wake up. "Where's Billy?" Danielle cried as she stood in front of an empty grave. Panicking, her eyes scanned the cemetery, searching for her son, but he was nowhere to be seen. Knowing that he had to be there somewhere, she turned back to the vacant plot and noticed a big vase of white lilies sitting at the foot of the gravestone. Reaching down, she tried to touch the beautiful bouquet of unspoilt flowers, but as her hand neared the crisp white petals, they suddenly shriveled up and disappeared. "Danielle," the sound of the gentle wind whispered in her ear, "he is not here, but you are not to blame." Disorientated, she withdrew her hand. Although she knew her heart was breaking, she didn't feel any physical pain, but for some strange reason she felt at peace. "Yes, he is," she cried, her tears flowing. "Billy, where are you?" she asked desperately. Then turning round, she saw him. "There's my boy," she whispered into the air that had tried to convince her otherwise. "There's my Billy." A big triumphant smile swept across her face, squashing her fears like the grass beneath her feet. Unable to move her legs, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Billy, it's me." To her disappointment, however, Billy showed no signs of acknowledging her and kept on walking. Even though he didn't hear her voice, she was not deterred, and her smile widened. "My Billy's come home at last," she thought, as she watched him walk past her only yards away, wearing his favourite blue and white roll-neck jumper. "How tall and handsome you are. Oh, how I have missed you." Tears were still streaming down her cheeks, only this time they were tears of joy. Finding her strength, she called him again and began to go towards him. "Billy!" Now she was running. "Billy!" she cried, coming up behind him. "It's me, your mum." Billy stopped. "Oh, son, I am so glad you came home." She stopped just inches away from him. Moving in slow motion, he turned around and looked at his mother. He stared at her for a few moments, and her heart felt as though it had stopped. Then, as if by magic, a huge smile of recognition swept across his face. His gorgeous hazel eyes had the power to light up the heavens, and she had never seen him look so handsome. Suddenly, a deep sense of pride overwhelmed her. "Oh, my darling, it has been so long, too long," she said, holding out her arms. "I was afraid I would never see you again." He fell into his mother's embrace. Finally, she was able to hold her son in her arms again. Squeezing him, she said, "I never ever want to let you go." Billy stayed silent. But something deep down in Danielle's soul told her she had no other choice. Putting her head into his chest, she closed her eyes and breathed in the memory of her son. "I love you so much," she said, holding him tight, in the hope that he would respond to her in the same way. Still Billy stayed silent. A few moments passed them by. "You are the only one who holds me like that," were the only words that came out of Billy's mouth as he held his mother tight. But then he pulled away. Aware that she would lose him at any moment, she tried her utmost to keep hold of her firstborn son, but it was no use. Somehow he had slipped out of her grasp. Fearing this would be the last time she ever saw him, an excruciating pain tore through her heart. "Where are you going?" she shouted, confused, holding out her hand to him. She just couldn't understand why he wanted to leave. "Please don't go," she begged, her voice now just a whisper, but he carried on walking. Her worst fears manifested themselves once again as she watched her son disappear out of her life. Then in the blink of an eye, Billy was gone. Helpless, alone, and now back in the arms of reality, Danielle woke up. Okay, that is the prologue to my book, In the Blink of an Eye. And if you're interested, if anyone, or you know anyone that's interested in the book, just get them to message me on my Facebook page. And thank you for listening. And thanks again for buying the books and loving the books and reading them. So thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.